For more than 10 years, a local nonprofit has helped to shape the lives of black girls across the metro. In the wake of unrest and a new push toward social justice, the organization known as Project Diva aspires to reach young girls across the world. Fox 9's BC Onile-Ere has more in tonight's Voices for Change.
So what does it mean to be a black girl in America today?
I believe many of our girls right now with the world and the things that they face, I know right now as black girls and black women, we are more liberated than ever in terms of knowing who we are, what we want, and knowing what's right and what's wrong, right? Not living and sitting in oppression anymore. And so I believe that the world, it's time for the world and the nation, they're in the systems, they're some steps behind. And so it's time for them to catch up.
In your mission statement, it says that black girls need space to think, breathe, and be, now more than ever before. Why is that important?
We allow them to have a space to think it through in a safe space where they don't have to always feel guarded or feel like they're like trying to protect themselves. You can let it all out. If you got to cry, cry. If it don't make sense, tell me it don't make sense, so we can put our brains together to help it make sense. So right now more than ever, black girls need a space to just be. A lot of things that they're seeing it'll anger you. You know, it's upsetting, it's disheartening, it's sad, and compiled with just the traumas and different things that we face every day. It's a lot.
Minnesota has some of the largest disparities when it comes to people of color. How does this impact a black girl, particularly when it comes to education?
I believe that as a black girl who actually grew up in Minnesota and its system as well, that it's important for black girls to have people that look like them around them in these education settings. People that offers of maybe even if it's with the districts partnering with community programs or organizations to help support them and lift them in that. In terms of education, I believe it's very vital that not only do we send our kids to school, sometimes we got to get up to the school too. So as a parent, being very involved and active, and it doesn't matter. I think sometimes with parents, they can get stuck in maybe like their own story of education, right? Like, hey, maybe I dropped out, or maybe I didn't, or maybe I just didn't like school, right? And I barely made it through, so I don't even like going to schools. Y'all do it, you know, but as parents, we gotta be upfront and active, and if you don't know something, like reach out to your village. That's really what we do at Project Diva. We do school visits and things like that as well. So if girls are advocating for themselves, saying something's not right, or they wanna try to connect with their teacher even more, you know, we go up there on behalf of the parents if they can't get away from work, or alongside of them, joint linked arms, like let's go see what's going on. And sometimes that's gonna look like correcting the student or helping them, or helping the teachers or the staff or the educators understand their style of learning.
In this renewed push toward social justice, what does racial equity look like to you?
When we talk about equality, I think our society, we have to get to some rooted issues that we have. I don't think it's never been thought about to dismantle the systems that we have. Of course, you need plans to do so, but it's not working any longer. And so what that looks like is for us to be able to, the world is what we make it. And so us being able to come together and to make that a safe place for all people, equality, humanity, like what's the humane thing to do?
When you reflect upon the events over the past few months, what do you hope for society, for young black girls?
My hope is for black girls is that they will take this opportunity by the horns to rise up in leaders, find their place in what they want to do. Sometimes that looks like them being on the front lines. Sometimes that looks like them being in the background, behind the scenes. Sometimes that looks like them just doing what they need to do to ensure that they're successful on a career path or to make a change. You know, I would love to see generations of girls, which we are seeing every day because black women are breaking they're leveling up in every way. But what I would like to see is our girls just dream, continue to dream, even despite of what's going on. And we are here to help them get there.
Kia, thank you so much for sharing your perspective.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
And for